Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I really want to thank everyone for sticking around, especially because I wasn't here last week, but I'm nearly fully recovered from my flu, so I hope that you enjoy this reading this week. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of October 24th through to the 31st. Going to be using the Wisdom of the Oracle for our main spread today, and then for additional messages, drawing from the Medicine cards and then healing with the Angel Oracle. I'm going to focus on hidden strengths today. So if you know from the past couple of weeks, we were looking at issues around healing, and we were using the Healing Angels Oracle for that. But yeah, let's look at hidden strengths this week, things that maybe you didn't know that were available to you, or things within that you can go within looking for strength. You can always look at your moon and rising sign readings for additional information for the week, Aries, in case this doesn't resonate for any reason, or if you just want additional information for the week, as I said. So what does Aries need to know about their hidden strengths this week? All right, so I'm going to use the bottom of the deck for general energy for the week. We're looking at our central issue card being Between Worlds. The recent past, or what you're just coming out of, is Round and Round, which is also a karmic card. I'm going to move this over a teeny bit. And then a probable outcome being the Not For You card, which could give you a great deal of relief this week, frankly. There could be changes in relationships, the way you see yourself or other people, in such a way this week that it causes something to collapse, which was probably meant to collapse. So this is what is available to you this week, Aries. Let's look at these in detail a little bit. With Between Worlds as your central position, as I said, this represents you, and this is literally being between, the mind and the heart, or, this world and the next world. Could be, because it's a general reading, sort of whatever is most prominent for you this week is what I'm going to get you to apply this to. So whether this is travel, relational, business, creative projects, you really just need to make a decision right now. A decision is awaiting you. Your hidden strength, in my view, with regard to all of this, is that you've probably done something difficult like this before in terms of stepping away from something that you've outgrown. We're looking at outgrowing something here, and something of a karmic issue that's probably been paid off already, that maybe you're tied to, or you feel tied to, or it was such a long, karmic debt here that you sort of, and a lot of us do this, we can sort of tend to associate, right, with who we used to be, or the person that we were before, a big change is pronounced, or a big change is coming here. So it could just be a matter of your hidden strength being, you've done this before, you've made a difficult decision before, and now is the time to make a move because it's right for you. The karmic debt appears to be waning or paid off here, and you recognize that it's time to move on from something. Yes, it could lead to a sense of, you're leaving something behind. Again, a sense of association, or even a sense of identity even. And again, this isn't unique to Aries. This is just the human condition. Sometimes we can get tied up in something, especially if it's about a relationship, right? But it's also recognized as well, Aries, that we have relationships with ourselves. So this doesn't have to be an outside source. This can be a part of you, okay? Internally, a dialogue that you're having with yourself, or even a way that you see yourself moving about the world, or the way that you present yourself, or the way that you're received by other people. This could be a decision that you're willing to make this week, or that it's available to you this week, that will work out for the best, because you'll see that it's time that you've moved past it, okay? You don't need to cling to this aspect that's of your life that's been holding you down. Here with round and round, what you're moving out of, this is the karma. This is the karmic debt, as it were. Something is gaining in traction, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And here's where I'm looking at, you know, an association being developed around something that you're probably meant to grow out of at this time. And it could be, it doesn't have to be massive and life-altering either, Aries. It could just be something like an opinion of yourself, right? That, you know, especially if it's been a low one or an unhelpful one, maybe it's just time to move away from that. If someone else in your life has that opinion about you, or carries that, or shares that, or expects that from you, you know, an attitude or a way that you behave, or something that you feel that you have outgrown, that person could find themselves in the wayside as well. But again, it's for the best. It's the best for everyone here, because you need to step beyond this. You need to, you know, in terms of growing into the person you're meant to become, it's time to walk away from something that isn't working for you anymore. And to certainly stop associating yourself with an opinion that doesn't do you any good about yourself. Here with Not For You, this is where I'm looking at it just being a beautiful time for you to do this. And the strength, in terms of hidden strength being the foremost message here, this is available to you, and this will feel like you've taken charge, especially if you feel for any reason with regard to what this is touching on this week. If you feel like you've been under the gun, under pressure, not feeling unable to move away from this for whatever reason, ties, right? Karmic ties to something here. But look at what this is saying. The karmic tie is in the past. A decision needs to be made, and something that is doesn't feel like it's working for you anymore, something that feels like a game, something that feels like it's in suspension, suspended in midair. In other words, you know, it's like a vicious circle here, right? I mean, this has a spiral effect where it's growing and it's getting bigger, and it could be taking over this something that you're supposed to be growing out of here. And of course, with the fortune cookie here reading, nope, something isn't for you. So it's time to walk away. This is your hidden strength this week. A decision, once it's made, will probably make you feel a million times lighter, and it will absolutely open up the doors, or the windows, if you will, into something that you're really meant to work toward and achieve in your own life. And remember that relationships include you. So if this isn't impacting other parts of your external relational world, this is something that you could be carrying around within you. Here with Orphan being the general energy for the week, this is just speaking to all areas of the cards here in terms of Orphan. And this just really means that you're stepping away from something that felt really comfortable, and a lot of people could rely on, that was choking you, essentially, okay? It wasn't something that was you felt comfortable with anymore. And it really is just the decision and the mindfulness around what makes you happy and what are you living for, right? Are you living for other people's expectations of you, or are you living for what you truly want and desire in this life, Aries? What makes you happy? What are you willing to get rid of? What are you willing to move into, right? This role, this achievement, this world, okay? This state of mind, the state of being, this relationship state, whatever it is, what are you willing to give up in order to step into here? Because yes, a letting go of something, right, does mean that you could feel that there is a temporary loss here. But remember, for every closed door or every closed window awaits something that's bigger and better for you. So it could just be time to put your foot down on something here that's just gotten old, and only you know what that is. But remember that it's not, this is temporary, right? A feeling of being orphaned here is a temporary feeling. And remember too, this isn't about following someone. I really don't get the sense at all. I mean, we're looking at a karmic card here. We're looking at something that's unique to you, very individual here. She's actually alone. There's no other animals or other creatures in the card here. So it's something that's unique to you. You could even find it difficult to share this with other people. The world that you want to step away of and into. Very interesting that we have both power and illusion here. I'm going to read this as the power of illusion here, especially with regard to the issue of karmic debt. All right. I'm going to insist here, Aries, that it's been paid. It's probably been paid 10 times over. I just don't think you need to cling to something that's not working for you anymore or make excuses for it. Or worse, make someone else comfortable while making yourself miserable because this is expected of you somehow. It's time to give that up. Do you need to be rude and disengaged about it? No. If there is a sense of someone walking away from you temporarily, it's because they need to deal with who you are growing into. They need to deal with their own attitude and their own perceptions and their own needs and requirements. That isn't for you to do, right? You need to take care of you. You need to step into what you're meant to grow into. But here with power and illusion, just remember here that the power of illusion is extremely great right now, and it's time to walk out of that. It's time to step away from that. Maybe a real dose of reality could fall into your lap this week. And just here back with Orphaned, yes, it's going to shake things up. It's going to feel a little bit unsettling, but ultimately for the higher good, it's going to feel like a relief eventually, because what is hanging over you here, what you need to be aware of, that your hidden strength here is that you are able to do this, even if you feel that it's not the right time or that you can't or you don't have what it takes. Again, I'm going to insist that you've done something similarly difficult like this before, stepping away from something that hasn't worked for you. And you're still here. You've gotten through it. It didn't kill you. It probably improved your life. So look back if it's difficult. Now look back on situations where you have made big changes, made a big decision here that's resulted in huge, significant joy in your life. Here with playfulness being your last card here, this is essential to remember that this is available to you, right? Keep a sense of humor through this difficult period if that's what's going on, whether that's with yourself or with others, of course. Keep a sense of joy, playfulness. Remember that this is what awaits you as well. You could feel, like I mentioned at the start, you could just be free of something that's taken up too much time. It's time to move on. Time to pack it up, time to put it away. That part of your life is over. Something better awaits you. So I'm excited for you, Aries. It looks like once you make this decision, the pieces of the puzzle are going to fall into place for you here. The karmic debt is over and you get to move into a new phase of your life. So I'm excited for you. If you have a moment, please comment below. Let me know how this works out for you. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel. It is free to do that. One of the last remaining few things that we can do. And you can get updates for your weekly readings, and in short due time, I'll be uploading face-to-face videos doing your sun sign and discussing some of your strengths and weaknesses with your sun sign, and hopefully you'll enjoy those. And have a beautiful day. Until then, bye for now, Aries.